put Bao and Becca together here in the spot matchup, and I think they could do a lot. And for DRX to win this series, to bring it back after a crazy Udyr pick, and it almost feels like mentally boom the entirety of Nongshim just based on expressions in the team house, outside of Peanut, who's always positive, would be a huge turnaround. And I feel like DRX very quickly maybe becoming a fan favorite here in the LCK.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see how this one's going to go. Kingan's going through a whole list of champions that you can play into Gnar, and the Sylas is going to be his decision right now. We actually, one of the most famous Sylas versus Gnars was in fact when Faker was able to get that really sick ultimate in the mid lane. I believe it was a world championship or an MSI or something like that a few years ago. We're going to teleport back, as you can see. Has the extra item, and Kingan's still deciding to fight him. Has to flash. Goes for another Kingslayer just to get a bunch of that health back. And Peanut is going to be seen as he hops on over here, I believe, but deciding that he wants to still fight against Kingan. Good sidestep there on the spear as Kingan, with an army of minions, able to trade back pretty nicely as he gets there. And Rich is now in this river with all that priority that he has. Control Ward getting thrown down, and Shelly's just a little bit upset as now Kingan has found Rich, gets a really nice stun as there's the Gnar into the wall. Actually traded back there as well as Pyoshik's just flashing after him. The orbs are going to land, and that's going to be first blood going over to the Olaf, and DRX now Bao doing his best to try and eat up a few of these as Doctarm trading very nicely. But all those extra resistances are actually going to help out there as the Rel comes forward. Good sidestep from Bao, but it's not enough as Becca now has to escape as well. Good trade on the bottom side for Nongshim. Cannon minions. Now looking for a potential dive. Oh dear, poor little Bao. He's going to get charmed, knocked up, and destroyed. Pyoshik's in the area. Can't really do anything about it as all the chains get cut, unfortunately. He dives on forward, and Kingan's easily able to pick up that kill. And Rich is well and truly dead. Pyoshik having a merry old jaunt towards the area as Rich does get some extra movement speed from the Hyper. Might actually have an opportunity, but there's a dash through, and that's just a waste of a flash. In the end, Solka now potentially in trouble as Peanut not able to get on top of him. Pyoshik body blocking at this point in time, throws down the Ragnarok as he chases Bay. Looks like he won't have too much of an opportunity here as Kingan off to the side. Seeing whether he can get over here is now, oh, the chain's barely missing. Peanut's not going to find the spear. Flash forward, actually. Quickness going to be utilized as Becca can't get in there to really defend, and that's going to be a dead Kingan. Yeah.
Well, that's an opportunity for one. They actually have to play so carefully around Bay. Look at how aggressively he's positioned. If he gets a shockwave off, I mean, that's the fight. So they have to do something here as the Drake will leash. That's actually a huge boon for DRX. Not completely.
Yeah, health bar's actually getting low on DRX's side, and this might just mean that this cloud is going to go over.
I'll tell you, if you get one shockwave off in one of these slower fights, that is when the go button is going to be pressed as well. Big Scour of the week.
Yeah, there's a big engage coming through as well with the Magnet Storm, and that is a very dead Kai'Sa. So we've cast a curse him again, as Peanut also going to be falling down low. Ulti comes out from Samira, but Peanut's doing his best to try and escape, and Becca's going to be able to steal that one away.
Rich is rotating over.
Yeah, Kingan actually trying to get over the wall. He's just doing his best to gatekeep, and they're now going to burst it down. Should be able to do so. Can they win an ensuing fight is going to be the question. Health bar disadvantage, but man advantage is pretty large. And DRX will just be able to freely disengage. And Quad was actually in the mid lane, of course, now Solka, but now there's a team fight, and we've got a flash out. And the man that we were just talking about is going to be taken down. Bay's going to be followed, though, as Bao gets the ulti, but not able to find too much value outside of the one kill. And the Rift Herald's going to be taken down. That's a weird trade of ultimates there as Rich has to flash to get himself out of the way. Kellen now. Crashdown comes in as Becca doing a whole bunch of work. Knocked up is everyone, but now the value of the Samira is shown. Double kill comes forward, and that is going to be DRX winning yet another fight.
Look at the damage. 5,438 to Bao alone. So they're in right here. He's not afraid.
Yeah, well, we're going to gnaw back the Gnar as Kingan goes golden as well. Underneath the turret, Rich is still very low, but it looks like Kingan will be dying. Even though it does take a little while, he will go down as Bao's going to get ulted. Now trying to get that S rank, and he gets it. Massive damage, tidies him up, Quadra, in a second. And we do have a peel off. I wanted to go for a 50-50. Becca thought he had positional advantages. There's a three-man shockwave into the backline. Rich, though, only finds one with the Gnar, as it is going to be the Rel going down first, and now Kingan, he gets a big old Gnar into the backline. Also, Pyoshik keeping himself alive as Bao trying to get to that S, and he gets there. Manages to take down only one, though, as this fight has been split off. Still 4 members of Nongshim are alive. Triple kill now for the Kaiser, but...
A second proc
is
there.
this the face check? Oh, the spear not going to land. Can he just 1 versus 3?
He wants to.
All of the lifesteal. It's just so crazy. Standing out of the way of the spear here as he gets not into the wall, and I have a feeling this is going to be the tidy up. Goes down into his GA. Does not have flash and does not really have too much of a hope here as that is going in. He's gonna get an ulti back. Oh no, Rich is just gonna get picked off. The Samira grabs that first kill, gets out of the fight immediately, but they're not done yet. Another GA is popped, and now it's Doc Dumb's turn. Rich has another 10 seconds to go, but DRX, they don't want it, as there's a brilliant stolen shockwave into the backline. Bay's just going to get obliterated, and Peanut will follow suit after he comes out of his little golden cocoon. This is DRX stealing victory out of the jaws of defeat when they already had the victory before that. We do still have Rich, and he has Mega Gnar as well. Ulti is available. Doc Dumb, kill Rich! There's a 4-man Gnar, which is just gigantic. The supercharger to keep Doc Dumb alive as Rel will be taken down. The last Nexus turret will be taken, an exposed Nexus. Doc Dumb will be destroyed. And there goes the Nexus as well. Bao gets the
everyone's mind's becoming a fan favorite.
Yeah, I really think so too. I think that, you know, Pyoshik was always a bit of a sweetheart that everyone liked, but I think we're now starting to realize that this Sulka guy is pretty good, and this Bao guy is just rocketed into the scene.
After a very long and extended game, DRX was able to close out the series, and Udyr was not banned out in the pick and ban. And we had some pick swap happening in the mid and bottom lane compared to game number 2. So this game was more of whatever you guys did, we can do it better, but DRX was the one grabbing the win in the end. DRX with the Samira and Rel, they were able to show some of the power of Samira and Rel composition down in the bottom lane. And we were able to see a various champion pool coming out from DRX, especially also on the top side of the map, you know, Celis and also Udyr. So I think this game was a huge inspiration for many different teams here in the LCK. And DRX looked really ready to kind of answer into Gnar pick coming into the top lane. Prior to the 20-minute mark, Nongshim had the lead of the game, but DRX got a very fast Baron at the 20-minute mark, and you can call it as a super play or perfect outplay. So Syndra, as she cleared out that vision, you know, she gets to expose her location, so she moved towards the mid lane. So Nongshim expected her to come to the mid lane, but she was sneaking back to the blue buff camp and landed Scatter the Wick on 2 members on the side of the Nongshim. So this is also really impressive because how the young players, you know, execute some 200 IQ plays, because we most of the time expect them to play with a huge mechanism, but lacking a little bit of a smart plays. But we saw the creativity coming out from the rookies. Well, DRX was about 3 to 4k gold behind the opponents, but they were able to kind of spread their control based on this play. We had multiple team fights coming back and forth, but we're gonna take a look at the last one. So Becca's positioning was a little bit too off, or maybe too much, because he was looking for some miracle flank, but you know, this got busted by the sweeper lens. So Rel, her initiation angle is actually too obvious. So this time around, she was not able to go for some of the miracle team fight. So Rel got popped, and Samira was able to show off her S rank, but Doc Dumb was also able to pick up 2 kills as a trade. And Quadra kill was also really impressive, so we could see this game was a very intense series. So Nongshim was able to stop DRX from closing out the game, and we can kind of confirm that Nongshim was also on point executing those team fights. So I'm really curious who's gonna grab the POG, and it's gonna be Bao on Samira. Quadra kill as well on Bao. And Samira had the perfect comp to kind of dance around the map. And some of the new champions are also kind of having a huge influence here in the meta. This was a very stylish performance coming out from Bao, and this is the highlight we mentioned about the Quadra kill. Well, Gorilla is saying that if he were Bao, he would actually just abandon his teammates, but Bao went in to save his friend, and he was able to close out that fight with 4 kills in his pocket. For Nongshim Red Force, actually that was the one play they had to be aware of, but DRX was able to pull it off. And Bao picked up 5 votes, and Kingen was the contender for the POG as well. He picked up the rest of the votes, which was 4. Kingen was really smart with his play up against Snar, stealing away, hijacking the ultimate, and maybe using it in a better angle.